it's an incredibly complex environment that these people live in. And the missions that they have, years ago it was hurricane season, flooding, and tornadoes. And over the years, since FEMA has been formed, and the entire emergency management space, the challenges have increased, everything from homelessness to drug abuse, and to give those fellows different tools, how they look at a problem, how they measure the problem. And it's what we do here at McChrystal Group. We help people and organizations be better. We listen, we learn, and then we offer assistance in terms of how they approach a problem or get the outcome that they're looking for. The Vanguard program has 4 simple but very powerful objectives. One is to improve and provide purposeful connections. So most of the people arrive, they may be aware of each other, they may already know each other, but what it does is it brings them together in an intense 2-week program to deepen those relationships and introduce them to new people who they have not met. The second is to sharpen their crisis leadership experiences, how they perform crisis leadership, and give them some tools for future challenges they may face. So if you are the emergency manager for the City of Chicago, how does FEMA and various other entities across the emergency management space come together to provide you the support you need? And the fourth is to identify issues and solutions. So how can the administrator get feedback from people in the field, from both federal, state, local, tribal, territory, profit, nonprofit, academics, to come together to give her a rich feedback in terms of the challenges that FEMA and all the people in the emergency management space face.
As executives, we sometimes don't have time to actually take a second to think critically and strategically, plan or think out how we want to approach this particular topic or a challenge. And being able to do that in a way that you are pulled physically away from your environment and your work and forced to kind of think intentionally in this space was actually a real help.
What this week does, and it's done so far, is allow us to actually step away from our office, which is going 150% every single day, and take that time to do what we don't normally get to do. I think it's getting your head out of the day-to-day so you can analyze some things that we never seem to have time to do, but then also listening to others, and once again, as I said earlier, is finding some similarities of the challenges that they have, and you figure out or you listen to how did they deal with it, and then you can just add to your bank of activities of, hey, you know what, maybe I need to do that in the future. So really a lot of best practices we can take away from this week, listening to other people.
I've been a facilitator with the FEMA Vanguard program for the last 6 months, and I've had a very unique perspective of working with the Vanguard program because I was the former chief deputy for the Commonwealth of Virginia Emergency Management Agency. Prior to that, I was the director of emergency management for the city of Virginia Beach. The FEMA Vanguard program gets senior leaders in emergency management together, and a lot of folks kind of go straight towards, the state directors across the country. But it's non-governmental organizations, it's private sector, it's big cities, plus our states, plus our federal partners, and our tribes and territories, which are really, really important as we plan and work together to tackle the issues in emergency management. And there hasn't been a program to bring all of those together in a leadership-oriented cohort.
It's a different perspective, so primarily they've had a lot of both the FEMA and state and local representatives, and so I've been able to engage in some dialogue kind of from this private sector side and be able to see we're hitting the same issues with different perspectives, which then leads to being able to actually think about ways to resolve it when you bring in all those different unique backgrounds to the issue.
And so what McChrystal Group put together really is helping to think and approach things in a more agile, more flat way, and I think a lot of the folks that have participated so far are seeing that, and some are even using it now.
All of us in the cohort wants to see how can we be more effective, get to better outcomes, take care of more people, because the challenges are not going to stop. They're going to continue to happen.
I think it's always good to check where are we, where should we be, who are we, what do we want to be seen as, And if we're not doing that in a regular cadence, I think we're missing an opportunity to think big. Within the last 5 years, everything that we've been asked to do is not only emergency management, it's more than crisis management. We simplify complexity. So this would be the opportune time to say, is this who we are? Are we resourced accordingly? And what does the next 5 or 10 years look like, or 20 years? Because at some point we're going to be doing something and having the conversation in 10 or 20 years saying, oh, can you imagine what we're tackling now? Well, if we're thinking about that right now, that will set up our future teammates and our future selves in a better place.